Traffic is slowly returning to Beijing's roads and nearly 300 million people are back at work. The government relaxed some of its quarantine policies just over a week ago, and now the economy is starting to show signs of life.
Now we take turns to work. We have A and B groups, so in this case, we have half of the staff come to work and half staying home.
I think there are more people on the subway and also on the street compared with last week. Everyone has to wear masks and they're outside, and if we follow these precautions to prevent any further outbreak, then I think it will be over very soon.
There are more indications of good news. In Hubei province, the epicentre of the outbreak, the number of new cases was sharply down on Monday.
The information suggests that the rapid rise of the epidemic in Wuhan is under control, and the epidemic in other provinces outside Hubei shows a positive trend as well.
But the war against the coronavirus is far from over. This is not the sort of frontline or uniform these South Korean soldiers are used to, but the country now has the highest number of infections outside China. Iran has recorded the highest number of deaths outside China. On Monday, the country confirmed an advisor to the Ayatollah was one of those who died. And the number of cases in Europe is growing rapidly. The canals of Venice were very quiet as infections in Italy nearly doubled over the weekend.
The risk level has risen from moderate to high for people in the European Union. In other words, the virus continues to spread.
In France, staff concerned for their own health forced the closure of the Louvre for the second day in a row. In the UK, the government held an emergency meeting where they agreed on a nationwide action plan, which will be released on Tuesday.
And I think it's very important to stress that this is a problem that I think is likely to become more significant for this country in the course of the next days and weeks, and therefore that we've been making every possible preparation for that.
Australia has recorded its first cases of community transition, with 2 people contracting the virus despite having not travelled outside the country. It's prompted advice to avoid handshaking.
It's a very Australian thing to do, to put your hand out and shake hands, for example. I would be suggesting to the community in New South Wales, and indeed more broadly afoot, that it's time that Aussies actually gave each other a pat on the back for the time being. No handshaking.
Last week, coronavirus delivered the financial markets their worst week since the 2008 financial crisis. Traders hope this week will offer recovery. But the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development is warning an escalation in the outbreak could cut global growth in half and plunge several countries into recession. Sarah Morice, TRT World.